Okay. Right now, my co-host is freaking out because he's not sitting here with me right now, but I removed him from the screen right before we got started because tonight's rad show, we had to call a last second audible. Everybody saw the post going out, and we were advertising all day today. Addie's RC was going to be here last minute pop up that he had to take care of. My co-host with the mostest, my brother from another. The man has been here many a times. We work together very, very well, and I am super stoked to make some room and slide over for no other than the man of the hour, the tower of power, Fishing Bill. How are you?
Doing good, Mike. How are you, sir? Good to
Oh,
see you.
brother, bro, it's so freaking good to have you. Um, yeah, it's so great to see you on this side of the fence. It
Your
really cool.
beard game is getting strong. That's like midwinter beard. I like it.
I'm ahead of the curve for that no shave November.
You are ready, brother.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, tonight is a special occasion. We are bringing, I'm outnumbered tonight. There is no question I am outnumbered. The internet broke this week when Shift RC decided to drop the Moab on the world and release their new roster for 2025. And their team driver game is strong right now. So the Rad RC show, Shift RC presence is going to be strong tonight.
We are. There is safety in numbers, is what they say.
Yeah. So big congratulations will roll out to you, sir. Congrats on the scale, officially making the scale Shift RC team. And we will have another guest with us tonight who is also a new member of the Shift RC family, which we
Two
all
of
know,
them.
Bill. Bill, we've had this talk many, many times. Servos are servos. Nobody's ever going to convince me any differently. But what I can tell you is it's sometimes the customer service behind the servo. And everybody's going to have their own personal experience, no matter what it is. You need to believe in the brand. You need to believe in the person behind it. And I know how much you care about Ryan and Shift. So I know what a big deal this is for you.
It's a huge deal for me. It's an honor to represent the company. Like you said, Ryan's customer service. I don't care if he was selling rubber bands. That kind of customer service is unmatched. He is phenomenal. The knowledge that he shares with just anybody does a great job. I agree with you. The servos are servos, but some people do tune their servos a little differently. With his, they're a little faster than some, which is what I like. But again, that customer service with Ryan, it's a family atmosphere with that company, and he stands behind it 100%. So very
Yeah.
proud to represent, and thank you, Ryan, and the Shift family for bringing myself on. But more importantly, congratulations to our guest.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
going to be
So,
awesome.
yeah, I know you're excited for this guest tonight. I am ready to go to school. I have my notes with me. We're going to get a little ledge stock recap and find out what those animals have been doing up there in the Northeast, grinding and wheeling away at the ledge stock event. So he can give us he's freshly back from there. I'm excited to get a recap on that and pick his brain on this 1/14th scale construction equipment side. This stuff is, when you're at USTE or at Beat the Creek and see what these guys are doing with those excavators and the semi trucks and
It's
big
so
boy
cool.
toys, very cool.
I have sat on the edge of the hole and put my legs in, like sitting on a pool, but I haven't jumped in that rabbit hole completely. I have a truck and I have an excavator. Um, but it's so neat what these guys do.
Yeah.
They take these trucks and honestly, the pictures, and when you're there, they look real. I mean, they are real equipment. They actually dig, carry dirt, dump. I had a
Yep.
buddy that had an actual aggregate plant that he made. You could take a scoop full of dirt with rock and everything, put it in there. It went on a conveyor belt, and it actually separated out everything like a real one does. Big rock, small rock.
Wow. Yep.
It's so neat to see. These guys put so much effort into it.
They do, no doubt. All right. Well, let's give an official intro to the Rad Show, and by the time we come back from the introduction, we should have him sitting here with us.
I think I'm sitting here by myself right now.
Bill.
There you are.
Sorry. I don't know why I couldn't see that button. That was my fault.
I got you.
Again, I don't know if fat fingers tonight or what, but I need to go down. Second time I did that.
Ground control, we're loaded and ready to taxi.
Flight 209er, you are cleared for takeoff.
Center stage, we have no other than Kevin Sims from, I'm going to let you do the official introduction, but we are going to take the applause and congratulate you right out of the gate, Mr. Newest Shift RC team driver. I'm not sure what they're calling you all, but I know you're a part of the Scale Shift RC family now. And I know how excited you were too, Kevin. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. It's such an awesome honor to be part of the Shift family. Brian's just an amazing guy. And of course, my other teams are phenomenal. It's just, I can't say enough about the group I'm with.
Yeah, 100%. You are in great company. Brian is top notch. So congratulations, and hopefully next week the world of Facebook will calm back down and settle back down. If I see one more post about a servo team member, I'm about ready to drive my car into. No, I'm not texting and driving. I'll reword that.
We're making waves, Mike. We're making waves.
I love it. I love it. Good for you all. It's super exciting. But we did not invite you here this week, Kevin, obviously, to talk about your Shift RC adventures. I guess right out of the gate, let's do a formal intro. Tell us who you are, and you can connect some dots back to THP, RCEC. Take that wherever you want, but give us the formal intro, and then we'll take the show from there. We'll be wheels up and officially off the ground, and let's have some fun.
Okay. I'm originally from Florida, and I moved out to Oregon and came over to Mass in 2008. And I've always been in RC. I still have the first boat I built when I was 17, and I'll be 60 in a couple of months.
Nice.
And I got out of it for a while and did 1-for-1 rock crawling, did the Rubicon Trail over in Sacramento, California. Moved to Mass. My fiance, I actually met her in Florida when I was 18. We lost connection. We hooked back up, and it's like we never missed a beat. Been here for 16 years. And I got in with some guys, some guys here locally. Doug DeSalt, Shift RC driver per Scale team. Before he was a Scale driver, we would all hang out. Even in my backyard, we have Lazy River RC Park, and we would have our one buddy Mark Dubois, who has a D90 with all kinds of stuff all over it. And Mark would be on the trail, and all of a sudden we're like, where's Mark? And he's back there trying to do unbelievable crawling with this D90, and it would flip over because it's top heavy. and it'd be yard sale. And that's where the THP, Top Heavy Pig, came about. The guys on Sunday with Scale Sunday, Doug and the boys, Nick Russo, myself, we'd all hang out. Good group of guys. You could not ask for a better group. And we stick by each other and help each other and started the THP group. And then since I've been up here, chit-chatting back and two with Trevor Rushford from RCEC. Everybody knows Trevor.
Yep.
And got to get to know him pretty well. We talked and everything, and he started doing the New England Trophy Series with the Land Rovers. And he came to Massasoit. We gave him a big THP welcome, and me and him just hit it off. We just like brothers from the get-go. And I grew really close, loved the man, went to his events, shred the ledge stock. And it's like, this is amazing. This guy is full of positive energy. The things he does for the RC community is just amazing. You can't say anything enough about him. Got to know the RCEC group. They took me into their family, became a team driver for them, was also a team driver for RC four-wheel drive, which I represent them with the heavy equipment.
Nice.
And that was my first team, and my global teammates are phenomenal. The customer service, RC Full Drive, if you just reach out to support, they get back to you. You know, everybody has their issues. Nobody can have that supreme customer service like Shift, but they're trying, and they're phenomenal with their product that they got going on. I mean, there are a lot of people, there's issues, but some of the new stuff that's coming out is going to blow a lot of people away. That's all I can say on that end. And
wait, we're going to pry you a bit more on that one. Get the spotlight out, tie him down. You're not getting off the hook.
I got the water dropper.
Yeah, there you go. It's just amazing the group of people that I've met in the RC community. And Ledgestock last weekend was it was raining. Weather wasn't the greatest, but you're with family, you're with RCs. Trevor did an amazing coming up with other events under the tents and stuff to get people to have a good time. They raised over 10 grand for the Brody Foundation. And
that's freaking insane. Yeah. Man, oh man.
Love to hear that.
Brody's crew, yeah.
Thank you.
They really did it.
So, are you in tune with Brody's crew? Are you familiar with them? Do you know the backstory at all? Okay.
No, not. I found out a little bit when I was there at Ledgestock, but that was it.
You know, they're into BMX racing. They're just a great family. I love to hear that people are raising money for their cause and what they're doing. I mean, bravo. You can't get a better family. Great stuff. Good job, guys. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's one thing. Trevor picks a local family or organization for every Ledgestock.
Yeah.
And I there's probably 150 or 160 people there, and the work and the donations is absolutely amazing.
Trevor's a neat guy. I've talked to him several occasions. Does really good work too.
And he's also a newly Shift team scale driver.
Yes, he is. Oh God, I'm going out. I'm done.
The trifecta, Mike. The trifecta.
I'm done. Oh yeah.
Also, my teammate with RC Full Drive.
Should we just call Ryan in here? Should we just make room for Ryan to come in tonight also? And we're debuting Ryan from Shift RC tonight on the Rad Show. I had it planned all along, fellas. Yeah, so you slide right over Sully like he's nothing there, Kevin. What's wrong with you? No, I'm joking.
No, I said Sully.
I know. I'm busting balls. So we had Sully on 3 weeks ago after him and the Haktua girl, broke the internet, and so he brings the Haktua truck in here.
We need to get her on the show.
Right? Oh, my daughter might actually start watching the Rad Show if I bring her on. Yeah. So, you rattled off between Trevor, Soley, the whole RCEC family. You are in great company. You slid over the THP thing. Are you a founding member of that THP crew? And what does THP stand for?
I'm an original, not a founding member. Doug and Nick and probably Mark are probably the founding members. There was
Okay.
a group. There was a group about 4 or 5 that go out all the time, and it kind of grew. And I'd say I'm, one of the senior members. And THP stands for Top Heavy Pig, because on your scale rigs, you load them up with all your scale equipment, all your scale gear. You got the racks. You're out there trying to crawl, and you're trying to be scale as possible. But she's top heavy. She's gonna
I
flip.
don't know what you mean.
I got video somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find it, of Mark and his D90 out in my backyard. I have a creek that runs behind. There's like 30 acres of woods, and I got this nasty mud, and he's got his D90 with just the front nose sticking up, and stuff is actually floating down the river
yes,
from his
yes.
truck.
That's a great shot.
Having
Yeah,
a yard sale in the river as it floats
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
I love it.
We were at
Oh.
Operation Charlie 11 on their video down at USTE, or no, it was Ledge Stock 2 years ago. They did a video. We were all playing in the mud, the THP guys, and Mark's truck went by, and his driver is a little risque, and they had to cut us out and take us out of the video because it was not age appropriate.
RC gone wild. I love it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so
That
I
is
see.
great.
I guess this must be Mark here. Mark's RC page. Is this the Mark you're referring to? Your homie Mark? Mark's RC page. That's how it's coming up here. Hey Kevin, Massachusetts. It says, hey Kevin, Massachusetts in the house. So I thought maybe that might have been the Mark you're referring to. And we've got Glenn, aka Dreamer Shelley here. What's going on, homie?
Dreamer in the house.
Dreamer's here. So what's going on, fellas? Yeah, tonight is going to be a good night. People have been requesting a little bit about the 14th scale world, and I figured there's no better guru than to talk to, this old fart, Kevin Sims. You got more miles on it than me.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Let me tell you.
I wanted to feel young tonight. Different Mark, but very local to him. All right, sorry about that, but I got the Marks confused. Okay, well, you've got your fan base sliding in here, so it's great to see everyone tuning in. So Ledge Stock, speaking of the boys up there in the Northeast and what they were doing, the whole Ledge Stock thing, that is what, a 4-day event?
Yeah, 4-day. It starts out Thursday morning, bright and early, with an 8 o'clock drivers meeting, and then usually the first event's at 9 o'clock, and then it goes on out. And depending on weather and what he's got planned, he'll go into the night. But Thursday night he does a barbecue. It used to be a pig roast. His nephew Colton did up brisket, pulled pork. He smoked it on a smoker. The kid worked all day long. And the food was phenomenal. They are some of the best barbecue smoker guys I have ever had, and I've been around the country.
Yum.
And then Friday starts right back up, and it's full out. And then Saturday is another full day. And then Sunday, everybody gets up, does breakfast, kind of start tearing down their camps, and the awards get handed out. And Trevor's, goodbyes, and everybody cries and hugs and wishes it never would end. And this year he did a little different. He awarded the awards after each event. So Sunday it moved really quick. Saturday afternoon he did the trophies for nets, which I have the honor of creating. They're metal art. I've done, pistons. I've done cams with timing chains, swinging with gears. I've done winch spools. I try to come up with stuff that's kind of automotive, because that's what I do, diesel work, and unique to where somebody can proudly display it without being a beer mug with a card in it, because the nets is grueling. It's everybody that does it loves it. It's Trevor in his own way thinking of how can I mess with you but make you feel like you're doing something in real life. We had the ambulance that I built up. It's on the wall behind me. And we actually had the boys go out and do like a real world accident out in the woods, a Jeep falling over and pinning people. And they would call on the walkie-talkie, and I would answer mountain rescue. But if they didn't ask for a rescue, I wouldn't answer them. And I'd have to walk them through, and we'd come up with the ambulance, load the injured in the ambulance, and I'd drive them off. And then they would have to recover the vehicle, put it on a trailer, and pull it up the sandy hill, and have to sometimes hook 2 trucks together and winch and pull. But it's just some of the events that he comes up with.
You're doing basically 1/10, but
Yeah.
all the actions are 1-to-1.
Yes, it's just like the Camel Trophy, but it's New England Trophy, and
Love
the
it.
different stuff at Ledge Stock. One of the events for nets was for the guys to actually build a bridge across a running creek. Didn't have much water in it, but it was next to a real 1-for-1 bridge, and then we drove a 1/14 scale bulldozer across the bridge they built.
Wow. That's very cool. So structurally, it had to be sound too, because those things aren't light.
Yeah, an 80-pound bulldozer.
Jeez, Pete.
And when they were done with the bridge, it was everybody chipping in. And Trevor's saying was, you can't go cut down wood. You have to get wood that's already on the ground. And they used twine. They did the bridge. Then they took bark and leaves and some dirt and put over it. And we drove the bulldozer across. We're like, this is amazing. And then some of the other team members started walking across it. And Colton, Trevor's nephew, he's a husky boy. He's good bones. And he got up there and he was jumping up and down on it. And everybody's like, shit, if it can hold Colton, it can hold anything.
Nice.
But we had to tear it down because Bob, the owner of Field and Forest, which is an awesome person, I've got to know him better these last couple of years, said that the 1-for-1s would probably try to go across it. So we had to tear it down. So they had a wrecking crew.
So you almost made the bridge too good, it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That is very cool. I'm going to have to watch some videos of that.
That is very cool. So, obviously, when you talk about Trevor and his own way, he's like a mad scientist up there with a ball of energy. He's always keeping you guys on your toes. The cool thing about RCEC events, Trevor's never made no secrets about it. Be prepared to get your truck muddy. Be prepared to break a truck or two. If you have a winch, you're going to use it. You go to his events, you're going to run the crap out of them. And it's just so cool to see him go to the opposite end of the spectrum here and really push the scale envelope, having you work through the scenarios like that's awesome. That's
pretty wild. I would enjoy just watching that, much less participating in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he the first ledge stock I went to when I was in nets, and me and Mark were partner up, and it was right there, at the end of COVID. So Trevor came up with, putting a mask on the back of one truck and the front of a truck, and you put an egg in it, and you had to go up the obstacles without dropping the egg and breaking it or letting it hit the ground. And then he had another one where you took one truck, 2 guys, 1 controller. One does the throttle, one does the steering, up the obstacle, put it down, go back, get the other truck, do the same. He's done blindfold, where you got to listen to your teammate. He does everything off a team base. And I have to say that Doug and Nick, it's like they're married at the hip when it comes to the teammate. They are phenomenal working together. It's great to see Nick get upset and spike his truck like Gronkowski, but but they are a team to reckon with when it comes to nets. And
are you being assigned a partner, or are you picking a partner?
You pick your partner, and if you don't have one, they'll match you up with somebody. But you want to try to find that person that you have good chemistry with and that you wheel with all the time, because it's you're bouncing off each other. Like I run the D110, the Army Green one up here for nets, and she's just a pig, and trying to climb up an obstacle, she liked to roll a lot, and that hurt me. Where Mark would run the D90. So I did the other D90 up for nets, but Mark had some family issues. He lost his father, then he lost his mom. So he kind of backed off. So I kind of jumped in helping Trevor with setting up for nets and trying to assist him when I could be there. I'm going through, I need a knee replacement. So I got bone-on-bone arthritis. So it's hard for me to get out like I used to. So they call me Gimpy Limpy.
It's what happens when you get old,
Yeah.
Moving on. We know you're old. Like, stop focusing on this.
You see a cloud of dust behind me. I won't say what that is.
At 50, it goes. I get it.
Honestly, though, Ryan so Ed Wagner just showed up here tonight. Ed, congratulations on your Shift RC endeavors too. Like,
the family is big.
So let's talk about the people that are not on the Shift RC team. That might be the easier way to handle this.
So there's Mike.
Yeah. I refuse, full disclosure, it's nothing against Ryan. I refuse to be on any servo team, period.
I get it.
That is just my moral compass telling me, you know what? I'll use them all, support them all. Go, guys.
Yeah.
So we had Rebel RC. We had Ryan from Shift RC last year ago. Then Jeff Johns from Rebel RC went 2 years ago.
Yep.
Point being, everyone that returns from Ledgestock has never said a bad word about it. All continues to say this is the event that more and more people need to be at. And you did say the magic words. You got to see the growth, and you get to see the people having a good time. That is the secret sauce for getting more and more people to come back. We got Jake, Bulldog RC Farm. He was there. You continue to see more and more people, connecting with what Trevor's doing. I know he's stepping back a little bit in 2025, not going as intense with all the different events, but Ledgestock is going to continue. Is that a true statement? Ledgestock is not affected by what he's doing.
No, Ledgestock is that's his cream of the crop. That's his pride and joy. Nets, he loves nets. He did some
of the Shred the Ledge events.
Yeah, Shred the Ledge it's done for now. He might bring it back like he did before. It's hard to say, but he's been, you figure, for 10 years, Trevor's been nonstop. And it's time for Trevor to be able to enjoy the RC other side. He's been going to the comp tracks in New York. He's been doing a little comping. He loves the scale. Since, he's joined a few teams, RC Full Drive, Castle, Shift, RCEC, his founding team. He's getting more to have fun, go out and watch the people do the event and do it with them instead of just sitting back judging. And he always said he hates sled pools, despises it. But last year, Randall and some of the boys picked up and ran sled pulls at Ledgestock, and Trevor actually sat there and watched it. So this year coming up, I think he's getting another sled pulling group. I think is going to take that over for RCEC and run it. And the RCEC team, Randall, Mike, Dimmick, Glenn, Travis, Sully, all the guys, Big Dan. You just can't say enough about these guys. Nick, Doug. We just got Michael Komich, youngster that's in our area. He just got put on the team. Danielle and Colton, Trevor's nephew and niece. Well, not niece, but his nephew's wife. They have just come so far in the R scene with the nets and the scale, and just you can't say enough about the whole crew and the families. I mean, I am blessed to be associated with some of the best RC people in the country and associated with some of the best organizations. I can't say enough for the people that put their, trust in me to represent them and their product. And I hope that I can be an ambassador and answer any questions that I can. And I try to help people. Like I get a lot of people will hit me up on equipment. John Thornton from RC Full Drive will hit me up because, somebody will get a new piece and it might get damaged in shipping. We all know how shipping is. And we strive to, walk them through it, figure out what we need to fix it, get them the part or show them how. And the improving on the product is amazing. Some of the stuff that I've seen get better just in the last few years is amazing.
Yeah.
You hit a really good point there, to be honest with you, with the companies. The companies that are listening to people and are taking a proactive approach are really making a difference in RC, in my opinion. There's companies out there that put out what they put out and they don't want to hear from you again. But I know that company and several others, Ryan's very good about taking feedback.
Yes.
Mike with Carry All is great about feedback. I know I work with him on quite a few things. Just, hey, I see this or this. And those companies are the ones that are going to survive and stay in it for a long time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said. Let me write that note down here. We do have a big carry-all for the Carry-All RC fans page, people that are here. There is a big carry-all update, something new in the works, and restocking our sling bag. We will have details to share with that right at the end of the show. I'm glad we have Bill here to talk about that in a little bit more detail. So just stay tuned for that information. We will get to it.
Big announcement.
Yes. So you the 14th scale side, I'm itching to get to this. But I can't go. We're going to end with you on the 14th scale. I really need, and this is going to get Bill's attention right now. He's going to perk up. You are like a scrap metal wizard here. I have seen you do some X-rated, perverted things to what I would call trash. Or scrap metal, and you've turned them into trophies and prizes, and coveted things like cool trophy pieces. So, that's not coming from your daily job? But is this just a desire or an itch you're scratching to get creative and kill time?
Well, I've been to a few events where they give away hand metal trophies. That somebody's thrown stuff together, and I've seen them where they're still all nasty, they're greasy, it's like, I get it. It's a scrap trophy and, your car guys, but I don't want to get nasty or anything. So I was like, I can do better than that. And then when Trevor was like, you can weld scrap metal together? I'm like, yeah, I've been welding for, I think I would help invent a welder, if I can remember that far back. But so I agreed to start making the trophies for nets for ledge stock, and that's where it started coming up. And I'll just start gathering metal when I'm working on jobs. Like I was a fleet mechanic for AAA, so winch parts or pieces of engine. I had an engine disintegrate, and the guy said it just shut off when he was at a light. Well, I took the head off. All there was a wrist pin in the hole. There was no piston. It was gone. So I save all these little pieces and the rods, and I'm like, I'll make something. And then I just either Google stuff, or I just, like, in my head, I look at it and I'm like, oh, cool. Glenn Hobbs gave me a 2-barrel carburetor off of Briggs & Stratton. So I ended up making, it almost looks like number 5's alive. And that was like one of my first real first pieces. And it was an extra trophy for ledge stock. And I made 9 or 10 trophies, and I boxed them all up. I put a lock on it because only me and Trevor see the lock.
There it is.
There you go. And I take them with me, and the one I built that looks like number 5 didn't get in the box somehow. And I told my wife, and she's like, well, it's a sign. You need to keep that one. So I told Trevor, unfortunately, that one didn't make it, but he was good with it. And I just enjoy making it. The little woman, she's really good with the art. So I'll let her draw the face, and then I'll cut it out.
Very cool, man.
And,
Very cool.
and the one that you see with the Jack Daniels bottle, I gave that to Bob, the owner of Field and Forest, and he's putting it on the back of his motorized couch. He's got like a love seat couch that he rides around on, and he's got that hanging off the back of it now.
Very cool. I know. I mean, so cool. My thought on this handmade trophies like that, I've got lots of trophies from playing ball my whole life and everything, and then doing car shows. But it wasn't until I got into riding shows, with motorcycles, that they started doing that. One I still have on my shelf to this day was for best metric, but it was a Honda strut off the rear of a Honda bike, and they had a carburetor on top and some other pieces. And it's just so cool looking because somebody made that out of their parts and their mind. And, it really goes along with what you do with RC, especially, is you put your mind into that RC, all your extra scale pieces and everything. So that's what I love to see, is just the imagination. Very cool, man. Kudos to you.
Thank you. They gave Trevor decades of dedication trophy at ledge stock, and I knew they were going to do something, but I wasn't sure what. And I built a trophy for Trevor because Trevor loves the trophies, but it's for everybody else. Yeah. So I was like, here's a guy. And I told Buck Henry is another amazing RCEC guy. He does a lot of the scale and etching and engraving. He made me little tags that I put as necklaces and earrings on the guys for first place, second place, third place. And I had him make a tag for Trevor for the man who does so much but asks so little.
Yep.
And I put that on his trophy. And he thought I was going to present Bob with his trophy, and I actually had Trevor's, and I got to go up and give it to him, and it was quite amazing.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
All right, stop shedding tears for Trevor. We all know how great the man is. I've seen this cat get a badass Batman. Do you remember the Batman charging station that Jonathan Baskins built him years ago? I mean, his charging station literally talked to him. Like the light lit up. I mean, it was over the top. Then Greg from CNC made Trevor like these one-off engraved wheels. Mad Mike Dimmicks probably made him tons of crap over the years. He gets more crap built for him and given to him for his generosity. Yeah, Trevor. If I hear Shift or Trevor one more time, then I'm losing my mind.
Hey, your Eagles were in town yesterday or the day before.
It's the only good thing about Trevor is that he's an Eagles fan.
I like Trevor until this point in time.
Hey, we're now you're outnumbered.
I'm a Bengals fan. I'm always outnumbered.
Yeah, I don't know. My dad was a Miami Dolphins fan. Since I'm from Florida and watched it with him, I still go
Wow.
for the Dolphins.
Wow.
Nothing
They
wrong
Yeah.
with
are
it, you know?
they've been having a good time recently, so it's not a
Yeah.
bad, it's not as embarrassing to say right now. It's not like saying I'm an Australian breakdancing fan, and you know, you don't have to keep
At least I ain't a
preaching.
Cowboys fan.
Bravo. Trevor would not have you on the RCEC team, I promise you, if there was a Cowboys fan. That's probably a question somewhere on his
It is. It is. It
yeah.
is.
Oh man, I love that guy. Ay, ay, ay. So now that you're a scrap metal guru, you know how to weld. We've gone through, obviously, you know what to do. Why don't you take some time to show us where you do it, and let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can do a little show and tell. Are you prepared to go mobile around your place, around your workshop, and
Yeah, I think
uh,
we can do that.
show us where all this X-rated magic happens?
So here's one of the 14 scale excavators.
And this
This
is an
is
RC four-wheel drive product that we are staring at right now.
this one's actually AliExpress.
Okay.
This is RC full drive. This is JD Models. This is
Okay.
the RC 360 Volvo dozer. Excavator. And you can take and get the quick change and all the buckets, and they'll fit on the 4200 and some of the other machines. And then I have this one here I built. This is like my scrap metal truck. This orange one was all extra pieces and parts. And I built it.
Wow.
Like a logging truck.
Yeah, it's I use it for my belly dump. It's got the Shift RC servo that runs the clapper, and everybody's like, dude, that clapper makes so much noise. I'm like, because it's shift, baby. Here's a dump I'm doing, and it's got the locking for the back when it comes down. She's going to be all-wheel drive. And this is a Bruner, the toy, the plastic toy. And I just cut it. The hood opens, and I cut the cab off and just make that work. And then this one for Jake at Farm Fest. This was one that I built for Farm Fest, and it's the King Kong RC. It's basically 12th scale, but I took the cab and put it on a King hauler chassis, and I put the RC four-wheel drive winch.
What
And
body is that?
Yeah, and then the headache rack, I just threw together, bent it, and just welded it up like it's like somebody built in their backyard, which a logger would do back in the day.
So cool, man.
And
Wow.
Sully, speaking of Sully, his Hawk 2 truck beat that one at Farm Fest.
Yep.
And then my trusty carryall, gotta have
There it
it.
is.
Attaboy.
That's generation 1. Then I
Sure
use
is.
I use a lot of tackle boxes for my tools, and like this one here, all the hydraulic fittings, and it's just you got to have parts. I got
Yeah,
this
you
is
do.
a Mike Demick,
Oh,
the Winnebago,
yes.
and then that's one I'm doing with my locked. And this is just some of my collection. And then here, this one here is a Reg Clark, one of a kind beaver tail on a King hauler. A Grand hauler chassis. And these are RC full drive stacks. And then I have a Mercedes that I'm going to do something with. I haven't figured out. This here, I don't know if this is interfering. This is another King Kong RC, but Reg Clark makes this dump bed. It's electrically actuated, and when it lifts up, this might put some glare. You can see the actual locks will lock it in place once the bed goes down and comes up.
Wow. So
Very
that's
cool.
all custom. Like that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
This is my shop.
yes.
I still have a bunch of stuff
Slow down.
from
I'm being nosy
okay.
here. I'm still
All
looking
right.
around stuff in the back. I
Four
saw
post
something
lift.
on the top shelf. Was there an orange Jeep on the top shelf?
Oh
It
yeah.
was, what Jeep is that? Is that the
That's the
is that
Kamaya.
okay?
That's the YJ on the RC small wheelbase. And then I have this one that was actually built, and I got it from the previous team manager from RC Full Drive. It's
Wow.
got Bob and Doug McKenzie. The hood opens. It's a fun little rig.
That's neat looking. I like that. Plus,
And
I'm a
then I
big
got
Doug fan.
my Boom Racing 109 with
Wow.
Short Grub and Indiana Jones. And there's the Midnight Edition Blazer.
Wow. With the rag
And
over it. Wow.
yeah,
You are protecting
I'm that way.
one.
And then the
Wow.
ambulance for RCEC. And this is a farm truck I built for the first Farm Fest. And then my C2X, and I have a extra long wheelbase.
It looks like there's a goat pen. Like it looks like the perfect goat pen on that lumber rack. You could put a couple of goats and lock them in there. Jake is here. What's going on, Jake? Much love for Farm Fest and the goat farm. What's going on? Love that.
Yeah,
man.
October
Bulldog is-
19th.
Are you going back in October?
Yes, I'm gonna see if I have another truck ready, but if not, I always take the silver and black one because Jake's gave me some stickers, so I put the stickers for the goat farm right on it.
I love it.
And then I use the scale hardware on all the lugs and stuff. And when I bolt everything down, and I get most of that from Locked Up RC out in Texas.
Now, Kevin, that body you were just looking at, you said that's made by King Kong RC?
Yeah, King Kong RC. It's their Soviet Union truck.
Okay.
And then these are blank frame rails for semi-truck. So True Scale RC sells them, and then you can make them any way you want. You can cut them down, and sometimes it gets a little crazy, but he sells little patterns for your suspension if you want to drill into it. Part of my garage is a mess because of the mother-in-law stuff when she passed, but I have an original RCEC 10 poncho.
Oh, nice.
And then I have like a Buddy L Mac up there I'm going to convert. I have cat motors. I have, scale drivers. There's RC stuff way in the back. There's conveyors. There's one welder. I have a 9,000-pound post lift in the garage.
I see that.
Yeah. So I have.
Some of my
nice.
RCs that I've built need that big of a lift. They're that heavy.
Yeah, I know. I got, my TIG welder, my stick welder. I use these big containers for putting the trucks in, but this is usually where all the boys, the THP truck that was donated, that the boys built, was built at this table because we have that air conditioning unit for when it's hot. And there's a Bruner and the Tonkas. I'm going to convert a couple of those. I have a Buddy L little dump truck that my father-in-law played with as a child. He's 83, and I'm going to convert that. And here's some soon-to-be trophies. Just piles of shit, and we'll make them.
I'm going to have to get you to make me a trophy just for making me a trophy.
I can do it. And then I have this is all extra hardware for.
Hey, Bill, time out. Bill, ask Kevin to 3D print you something. Yeah. What's up, tough guy? Well, yeah, Kevin, let's put you back in your place for a little bit and bring you back down to earth.
Hey, I ask people to 3D print for me.
9,000-pound lift in my garage. Like, Well, you should. Yeah, you can't 3D print Knights Customs interior, can you?
Nope, because I don't
Nobody.
3D print.
He does
Yeah.
have a scale canopy, though. Look at that. I'm just saying. That's just made up for it.
Unbelievable.
So
You could
you
have
have a milling
garage.
machine. I have a lathe.
He's got his own lathe. Look at that.
Unbelievable. He stepped away from his router, people.
Yeah.
Bill, did he freeze on you? There he is.
Yeah,
We
back
got you
now.
back.
Yeah,
We got you back.
yeah. I think it's because I'm in my little room and it's getting. It's probably losing
Pushing
signal.
I think there's too much metal
Yeah.
around. So
Yeah,
it's losing
there's-
signal.
Oh,
I think
He's
we
in
went
like
there,
a
huh?
he's
radiation
in like
there.
a Faraday cage. He's like perfectly closed from the Wi-Fi.
Radiation emergency. I'm going to Kevin's house.
Yeah, really. This is my mentor, Smokey Eunuch.
Oh man, I just got put
that's
in my
the-
place. Hang on, Nick just lit me up. He's
Yep.
like
That a boy,
anybody can 3D print, dude. it takes a man with real balls to craft something. And Nick, I know that. I'm only trying to poke the bear back a little bit. Man, oh man.
I feel the same way about paint. Anybody can
Kevin.
patina something. Takes a man to make one pretty.
Yeah. So what do we got here, Kev? What's
This
that?
is an actual fifth wheel from a 1/14 scale, and they make them so detailed now that just like on a real truck, you have an air cylinder here,
Yep.
and you can hook up a vacuum pump to it and actually move the lever so it unlocks and slides the fifth wheel.
See,
Oh,
I'm not bigger into this
that's
stuff. That's what I do
awesome.
for a living. I run road services and work on trucks for a living my whole life. And I've got one, and I have not jumped down that rabbit hole yet. So I'm going to block your number from my phone because I don't need an enabler right now.
Right. Kevin, do you I did not see
They I have so many that I just want to build. I love building them. And some I've sold. I've sold some that I've had, and I miss them, but I can always build them again. And I'll go through phases where I probably had 40 10 scale rigs in this room at one time, and I got rid of a ton because Doug gets on me all the time. Shelf queen, shelf queen, shelf queen. And I'm like, Doug, I'm old and I'm crippled. Give me a break. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But so I'll get rid of some that I don't use that much, but I have my favorites, and they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then it's like my semis. I love them. And I got John Matthews from JCM Customs. Me and him bounce ideals off each other, and I've actually hooked him up with semi engines and different things to put in some of his builds and super singles, or he'll get a hold of something and trade it to me. And he's one that at Farm Fest, at Ledgestock, he goes out of his way to donate and take care of the little guys. I got to say, and Jake's a blast. Mark from Crawler Colt,
Yep.
he's been working with me. We've been throwing ideals around, getting some 1/14 scale shit built. And I told him I think it would really hit, because just like the little milk jugs, the milk crates, what's every trucker got in the passenger seat of his truck?
Yep.
Or, tied to the back with bungees.
Playboy's
So-
in his milk crate.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's going to come up with some of that. He might even, he's talked about attending Cabin Fever. If you ever want to see this in action,
Oh yes, yes.
you just go to YouTube and search Cabin Fever Expo in PA, and it's like the mother of all events. and they have vendors and they have the equipment. There's a guy there that made a replica of a famous drag line there in PA, and he literally has the drag line chair and controls, and he sits in it working the drag line out in the dirt.
That's
And he lets people come up, and it's amazing. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And a good friend of mine, Frank Smith, I got to know Frank by just joining a couple of Facebook groups on trucks. I had a couple pieces of equipment, didn't really know anybody, and I met Frank, and Frank lived 90 miles from me. And he's an over-the-road truck driver. He's got all kinds of equipment. We got to know each other. He shows up at my house. We hang out all day long, doing equipment, talking, getting to know each other. He goes home. A couple times he's come over and spent the weekend. He's spent the weekend at my buddy Mark's house. We had an event here, Dig Day, and I ended up having 35 people. I hauled in 24 yards of material. We did a big cookout. We let everybody play with the equipment and run the trucks. Forrest Hype, a good friend of mine, has some really nice show trucks, and he set up in my backyard with tables, displayed them. Frank is really good with the radios, so he was actually fine-tuning everybody's radio, kind of like what he does at Cabin Fever. He plays when everybody else is gone. But it's just amazing the side of the group. You have your 10 scalers that will reach out and help everybody, and it's the same with this group, with the truckers.
Now, wait, you're having a Dick Day at your house and somebody's going around and playing with everybody else's unit? What is happening?
Yeah, you got me on that one. When I first did it, I talk and text. So the THP guys, because it was the RC New England Junkies page, and I advertised, hey, I'm going to have a Dick Day at my house. And it's supposed to be Dig Day, but it automatically corrects. And I don't check shit. I just hit send. So I got everybody, hey, when we're going to have another Dick Day at your house? Those weenies were great. You know, your wife makes the best macaroni and cheese. You know, it's hilarious. So the running joke since I think it was 2019 or 20 has been, when are we having another Dick Day at your house? And I'll never live it down. And I just have to roll with it.
I was going to say, you got to take that and run with it at that point in time. There's no covering that up.
I've had John Thornton from RC Full Drive tell me, you know, Kevin, you can stop and pause, and you can actually say comma or exclamation point in a talk and text. And I'm like, but that takes all the fun out of it. And Trevor's like, we're going to quit following you as a friend. And I'm like, you guys are so mean.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I have my own code decipher ring I give my good close friends so they can understand my talk and text.
Oh, that's all right. I can understand you because I have to listen to Bill talk all the time. So I am honed at listening to people and picking. I can understand anyone after talking to Bill for an hour.
That's why I'd rather talk than text. I mean, these are not made for typing on that little keyboard.
No.
Oh. And then if I do the speech to text, it doesn't understand my Kentuckanese very well.
That's what I always say. I'm a Southern boy with a Yankee phone. It comes up all messed up. Next time I'm in Florida, I'll have to buy a phone down there, you know?
Yeah. It might understand you.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, where in nowhere, Pennsylvania is Cabin Fever? Is it? Do you know what part of PA?
Yeah, it's Londonderry. I'm probably saying it wrong. It's near Easton, PA.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
like 20
yeah,
minutes.
I'm sure I'm butchering it. I'm sure a bunch of people are going to comment, you dumbass.
Okay, but Cabin Fever is what you want people to go and look at. Find this on YouTube, and this is like a little taste of when you look at the cool shit over in China where they're doing those like super diorama scenery. It's a little taste of that. I know Brian Almeida from Exclusive RC. He used to be a big fan of getting out there. I don't think he's gone in a couple of years, but I
Nah,
know cabin fever was his baby. That's what
yeah,
he worked
he's
all
done.
year.
Yeah, he took and replicated that 1/16 scale flatbed model. Or yeah, I think he did it 1/14 scale. He 3D printed everything, the brake chambers. He built the Caterpillar truck. I mean, the kid is so talented.
He's an artist. I was
Yeah,
actually on Almeida's new Instagram page today. He has opened a new Instagram page, and he's truly an artist. Uh, Bill, he is making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like full blown replica. Now it has nothing to do with RC, so
right.
this is putting his artistic side. He's building diorama scenes with trees and action figures, like full blown, very detailed. He was a true artist by every sense of the word. Like he's
Very cool.
talent, talent,
Yeah,
talent.
I drove from here down to his place in Jersey and hung out with him and picked up some product
Yeah,
and stuff that he
same
was
here.
making for me. I've done it a
Well,
few times.
he is the reason that I have an action figure. He is the reason that I got scanned into a computer and have the posable. We took the RC four-wheel drive original figures. Remember
Yep,
the Rick and it
yep.
was Rick and Mike and all
Mike,
them, and that's how we put my head on it. I'm actually in the Mike box with my head on that posable action figure.
nice, nice.
Uh, so the only thing I did not hear you mention in all of their cool toys was a snow plow of any kind. A snow thrower, anything snow related?
Yeah, they RC Mart a while back had a snow thrower and a wood chipper, and the guys in
Chipper.
some of the big RC groups, especially in Europe and stuff, they've made snow blowers that fit right on the truck or a tractor. And in Europe, the RC farming equipment has come out. They have the plows and everything that comes down, cuts the dirt. They have the planters, they have the spreaders, they have the fire trucks. The Euro shows is just amazing. I mean, you can get lost forever in YouTube if you just start doing construction equipment or construction trucks. I think Northeast Scale Trucks is one that we just started up, that Forrest started up. My Instagram page is K&M_custom RC. If anybody wants to hit me up, or on Facebook, message me, Kevin Sims direct, and I can, turn you on to a bunch of pages, and any questions or anything, I'll be happy to help anybody I can.
I want to go back for a minute. Did you say a wood chipper? They had a
Yeah.
scale.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Goal.
They have,
I must
you
have a
can-
wood chipper.
you can actually Google, they set up almost like a stump grinder, like a processing plant that you see on a job site, and it has a crane arm that picks the log up and feeds it into the wood chipper, and it sucks it right in. It looks like a real thing.
I am
That's
getting a
so
scale
cool.
wood chipper because I've already got an idea how I can justify to buy it, because that's going in the kitchen with me, and I'm going to start making coleslaw.
There you go.
I'll do that right now. That's how I'm going to justify it to the wife.
Love
There
it.
you go.
I actually do have, pause, time out. We need to do a station identification break here. We have fresh back from Ledgestock, Mad Mike Dimmick here in the house. Holy crap, a blast from the
Awesome.
past. What is going on, Michael Dimmick? It is so great to see you. He sends his love to you, Kevin. Yeah, Mad Mike is another one that's doing great things for Ledgestock
Yeah,
and the
it's
RC.
just, that's
He's an
one thing. The RCEC family is just full of mad love. I mean,
Yeah.
it is amazing.
Very cool.
You guys are making the West Coast jealous. I love it. I love having a little. We can hang our hat proudly on the RCEC.
It's our time to shine. It is
Yep,
our
yep.
time to shine.
West Coast wants to flex their Velcro rocks all the time and their Proline by the fires and all their other nonsense that they do. Well, we got Trevor Rushford and the RCEC family out here.
Yeah, you got the Devil's Bunghole at Ford and Field. Ford and Fair. If you don't do the Devil's Bunghole, you haven't done nothing.
Mike is very interested. I'm just saying.
Hey, all ears. Let's do it. Yeah, so I'm hoping I'm going to press my ride. We had all intentions of October 19th of being back at Farm Fest. I got notified at the Recon G6 that my ride might not be able to get out of work right now. So hopefully he comes back to me and resends that and saying I can get off and we'll be there 100%. So that will be 10/19 back at Farm Fest for playing with the goats and spreading the love there. I can't wait to get back. Now, if you wanted a V plow or a snow plow locally, we got Rick Perry. I don't know what he's working under. Rick Perry builds phenomenal snow plow stuff. I just purchased a file because I know how to 3D print, and I am not only do I know how to, I can 3D print. So, Kevin, if I could ever do anything for you, I'd be happy to 3D print something for you because
awesome.
I can, because I own a printer. Which I didn't see one in your garage anywhere. You must not be able to print.
I don't even want to try.
Okay.
I don't even want to. I got the Cricut machine and everything, and that's the little woman. She handles that. And if I need something 3D print, I'll pay somebody, or I'll work a deal with Michael Komich, the local kid here. That he's one of the THP and RCEC guys. He does some nice stuff.
That's how we feel about TIG welders. I just don't want to try it. I could, but I don't want to try it. I'll get somebody else to TIG.
Yeah, you can do it with your eyes closed, Mike. Just close your eyes. Just go.
I do a lot with my eyes closed. Believe me. I did just purchase a file to 3D print a snow thrower. That I'm looking forward to seeing if we can make that work. Not quite a wood chipper, but that was snow thrower, because Rick Perry has been. He's another one of those guys that is one of those gift horses who just and part of the RC community that gives so much. He's a great guy. We got set up with a 10 scale V plow. We even have a 24 scale for the micro stuff. I just fell. I have a 24 scale. You can go plows even down to the little micro ones. Micro 24th, 10th scale, and we have an SCX6 1/6 scale V plow, which you need big servo winches, and you would need to be a part of the Shift RC family to work something like a 6 scale V plow.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a couple guys.
Really? Interesting. I don't. Yeah, so playing in the snow is very cool. I'm looking forward to getting back out there with the plows. You maybe we'll pop up here. It looks like Lebanon, if we're pronouncing this right. Lebanon,
yes.
PA.
That's it.
Okay. All right, perfect. Cabin Fever. You got my attention. I think this
usually I think it's the second around the second week of January.
January. I was going to say February, but it might be January.
Yeah, UST was February.
Okay. Well, and USTE is usually where I was getting my fix and watching you 14th scale nerds geek out
with
there.
Nick Barber.
Mm-hmm.
RC Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another great guy.
Stuff.
Yes.
Let me ask you guys a question, because you guys, I'm in the scale some, but what I've watched from afar, especially with you, Kevin, USTE got canceled, which was the big event. Do you think scale is getting bigger somewhat because of that? Because the reason I ask, it seems like more events are popping up and it's more accessible.
I think scale has been there, big. I think the semi trucks and equipment's getting bigger now because there's more coming out, more people getting into it because it is expensive. But
Yep.
there's ways around, like you can take the toys like I do and use the cab and stuff and find a used chassis. You can put, planetary motors in it. You can make it work
Yeah.
and have fun. I think USTE, a lot of people counted on it for their scale fix. I mean, that's where I met Ryan from Shift.
Yeah.
And we hung out and we talked about equipment and stuff and started, letting him get his hands dirty with the equipment. And just, it was good. And I like the trails, but it's like there needs to be more. And like I tell people, ledge stock, if it was, if more people knew about it, that would be the new USTE because it's
I
all
agree.
scale. But you can bring your rock bouncer, you can bring your mega truck, there's an event you can do something with every RC you have.
You got to
you can
travel with 7 different trucks.
Yes. Or you can take one truck, take the body off and run this course and put the body back on and run another course. Trevor has it to where you can take one vehicle and run multiple courses or multiple vehicles to run multiple courses. He tries to look at it, if this guy can only afford or this person only has 2 RCs, they can do 6 events with just 2 RCs. This is how you do it. And he explains it to people. And then it gets the bug and people are, wheeling and dealing and getting it.
Yeah.
And I think Beat the Creek was, real big this year because of no USTE. There's a Jeremy, I think his name's Jeremy down in PA area that's been doing pop-up RC truck events. And they're really, maybe I'll have to look.
Okay.
And then there's Ken Wells Jr. that's in PA that he's a older gentleman that has a construction company, and he built a garden railroad and construction site on the side of his property for all the RCs. And he lets people come and camp out at his house, and they have a big dick day all weekend long.
Yeah.
And they play with the equipment and dig and haul dirt. And it's really starting to grow. The guys down in Orlando, Florida, Bantam RC, they do a lot of truck shows and they take the RCs to different events where you can actually call them up and say, hey, I'm having this event and we'd like you to come display your trucks. And they'll set up a tiny town with roads and everything else. They were the guys there, Mike, at USTE. You remember that had the trucks and the bridges and they were set up. They've been really growing.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of my point. What I've seen is there's more pop-up events now than what you used to see. I think everybody saved up for USTE. So again, it's kind of made it more accessible. You don't have to drive 7 hours to get to the big event. There's going to be one here regionally or locally, which I think is great. And I like to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I hate to be the pessimist and look at the glass half empty, but my only gripe about this was USTE gave one central event in the month of January or February for everyone to focus on.
Yep.
And you're pulling people from around the country to come and travel to this location. When you're getting these pop-up or flooding the RC scale community with too many little events, it's spreading the herd out, and we're not getting as many people at all together like we did. It spreads the herd out a little bit, and that's my only disappointment. So maybe that's not the same weekend. So maybe, Bill, you're having an event this Friday. I'm going to have one the following Saturday. The problem is when you start even locking them together, even within a week of each other, it's still extremely hard to get to it.
Yeah, I see your point.
That's my only gripe is like we don't need to flood the market with a ton of little ones. I like the Beat the Creek. I like these Pro Line by the Fires.
Right.
I like these big
Ledge
6
stock.
or 7 ones that we know we're going to travel to. You're going to get the masses there. Unfortunately, just to get to all these little side pop-up ones. And it does a disservice because some of these side pop-up ones are doing phenomenal work.
Yeah.
Well,
A kid locally just did JSTE, um, and it was his first year running it. The scale detail that he put out there, it was so cool. I saw something there that I never saw anywhere else. He had a scale little river with a bridge over it, and hanging off of the bridge, he took an RC tire and made a tire swing, like hanging off of the bridge. I was like, bro, that's freaking genius. And it's great seeing people's ideas and influencing and sharing ideas is why we go on Facebook and Instagram. I know, Kevin, you can relate to this. Some of the best 14th scale builders in the world have one thing in common, and that is they despise social media. They will not have a
Yep.
Facebook and Instagram, and it's a mortal sin around here in PA have some of the most gifted, talented builders on the planet not sharing it with other people, and it's just they don't want anything to do with it. It's
Right. You see them at the shows, and you're like, why don't I ever see this? And they're like,
Yep.
we're not on social media. And
won't use it.
a lot of guys are, retired truck drivers, retired equipment operators, and they're not social media savvy or anything. I mean, I have my issues, believe me, and I'm lucky to even stay this long. But they just don't do it. And there's a lot of them that the only time their trucks get seen is at the big event like that.
Yep, 100%. And that's what's cool to see those local guys doing their stuff.
There's a local hobby shop up in Fitchburg, RC Excitements. We did the scale day for RC Full Drive there, where we set the world record for the trucks.
Yes.
And I have Howard works there and Sam Hunter, some guys. I'm gonna go actually meet with them and see if I can't set up something that we have an area that we can do like little truck shows or demonstrations, every month or every 2 months for the local people. And then, like you said, there needs to be more bigger travel to, because I think a lot of people save and they want to hook up and see people that they haven't seen for a long time. But the pop-up little events are good for the family people that can't take a week off and shoot down. And like Farm Fest. Farm Fest is awesome. It's for a small little farm. The trails are phenomenal. The guys do such a great job putting on. Mark and Jake and JCM helps out. And they just get the community involved, and everybody has a blast. And it's just good, clean fun.
Yep.
And it's on a goat farm. How cool is that?
Yeah.
I was
really good.
You got some good photos from that event. I was looking at your Facebook page, and how cool. Jake and the Bulldog RC guy. If you're not familiar, go check out Bulldog RC on Instagram. The guy kills it. Sense of humor,
we actually
and love.
Right before Farm Fest, they had baby goats, and I actually got to go play with them when they were 24 hours old.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But you can't 3D print. That's a problem.
No, I haven't tried. Don't want to.
Tough guy. Go play with your goats. All right, Bill, let's put him in his place. We're going to put the spotlight on our friend Kevin Sims. You got your hearing aid turned up and you can see me okay? Because this is very serious stuff that we're doing right now, Kevin. Mike Dimmick, buckle your seatbelt. This is where you're going to get to know the lighter side of Kevin Sims. So you're going to really understand the lighter side of Kevin and how this man thinks.
Since he can't 3D print, we are going to score this on a curve, right? Just to help him out a little bit.
Absolutely. I got
Florida education.
All right. So we can cross the first one off here about 3D printing. We'll skip the first one. All right. Yeah, because we don't want to get into resin and have to explain all this to you.
Yeah, I use Velcro instead of laces. I don't want to bend down and pass out tying my shoe.
Well, you ate dinner at 4:00, so it's probably way past your bedtime. So we'll move this.
Well, you got to be careful. You could get CAD. Let's if you look at the sticker sheet Mark did, there's a CAD sticker on there from Ledgestock, and that's Kevin After Dark.
Okay. Oh, that's what Mike said. What's up, KAD? Kevin After
That's
Dark.
funny.
Oh, and I love it. All right, Billy, you set the time clock. I gotta get my Jeopardy music. I'm like falling asleep here at the wheel. We can't do this without our Jeopardy theme song playing. Thank you to Scale Audio Solutions for helping us with the audio. He was able to download us a fancy little MP4. An MP4 is an audio track for the computer. We'll have a little key for the old people to keep up. All right, let me turn that down. All right, here we go. Kevin, do you prefer to call or text?
Text.
Almond Joy or a Mounds bar?
Mounds.
F Sorka or yeah Sorka?
F.
Go to a bar or go to church?
Go to church.
I'm gonna skip around here because I did write some new ones. Pez, the candy Pez or Nerds?
Pez.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Get up and dance or sit this one out?
Sit this one out.
I'm the wallflower with you, buddy. Twix or a Snickers bar?
Snickers.
Rattle can or airbrush?
Rattle can.
Attaboy.
Peanut gallery.
Rattle can Rick.
And are you an Autobot or a Decepticon?
Autobot.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Pizza.
Cabbage Patch Kids or Garbage Pail Kids?
Garbage pail.
Slot machines or blackjack?
Slot machines.
Do you prefer a Lexan or a hard body?
Hard body.
No.
This one's for the chef. Ketchup or mustard?
Mustard.
Hot dog or hamburger?
Hamburger.
Jeep or truck?
Jeep.
Wow, yes. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
He's a Southern boy.
I was just going to ask you to marry me, but now I'm getting a divorce.
He's a Southern boy. It's Coke.
All right. Would you rather win the lottery or meet your soulmate?
Oh, I already got my soulmate, so win the lottery.
You're welcome. You're getting lucky tonight. There's your Valentine's Day card. The man loves you. All right. We'll ask it. Flat rail or C channel?
C channel.
Hunting or fishing?
Hunting.
Action movie or comedy?
Action.
Cat or dog?
Oh, I got both. Dogs.
All right. Do you prefer summer or winter?
Winter.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Do you prefer Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
If they didn't take your driver's license yet, do you prefer to drive or be a passenger?
Drive. Aggressively.
Okay.
Very
Would you rather,
aggressively.
So my next one was, are you more likely to get a speeding ticket or a parking ticket?
Speeding, but I haven't, knock on wood. It's been,
All right, good for you.
17 years, 18 years since
Wow.
I've had any kind of tickets. Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, they just look at us, the old guy. The old guy in the little Toyota truck. He ain't going nowhere.
Going nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, College football or NFL?
College.
Would you rather meet yourself 10 years 10 years in the future or 10 years in the past?
I'd rather be in the past because, the future ain't going to be right for me, buddy.
I don't want to meet dead me.
Yeah, 10 more years of this? Come on.
Oh, gosh.
See what y'all got to look forward to?
Right? All right. Let's keep it lighter. A hard shell taco or soft shell taco?
Hard.
Do you prefer hand-dipped ice cream or soft serve?
Hand dipped.
UFO or Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
Wow. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Crunchy.
Air guitar or air drum?
Air guitar.
Tattoos or piercing?
Tattoos.
BMX or skateboard?
BMX.
Supercross or MotoGP?
Supercross.
Full auto or semi-automatic? Are you a
Full
gun
auto.
guy?
Go for it.
Full auto, yeah.
Go for
Are you a,
it. Bring the
are
heat.
you a Are you a Crocs or a flip-flop guy?
Flip flop.
Half empty or half full?
I'm half empty.
Oh boy. Speed or torque?
Torque.
OJ Simpson's guilty or not?
Guilty. Come on. He just got away with it.
Monster truck or NASCAR?
I'm going NASCAR.
All right. Last one, X Games or the Olympics?
X Games.
And now, the bonus round. Give me 5. One RC car for the rest of your life. What would it be?
My C2X RC full drive.
One movie for the rest of your life.
The Last Dragon.
Nice. One band. One music
Molly
band.
Hatchet. Molly Hatchet.
Bonus points. Bonus points
What?
right there.
Look at
And I'm scoring, so I'm giving you bonus points.
Wow. One food for the rest of your life.
Steak.
One person, dead or alive, that you could meet. Or not me, I worded it wrong. One person, dead or alive, that you would be with for the rest of your life. The only two on an island. The only two on an island, dead or alive.
My little woman, Michelle.
All right, good for you.
She's awesome.
You were getting lucky. All right. We took the Brokeback Mountain episode and all these Dick Day talks and turned it full circle into a heterosexual, manly kind of show. Connected all the dots full circle. All right, let's kill the music. And you survived a heavy round, a long ass round of this and that. It was a pleasure having you here, Kevin.
Well, thanks for having me.
Will we see you at Cabin Fever? Is that a thing? Okay, perfect, perfect. That might.
There's probably like 6 guys up in this area that will all be. We're gonna have plenty of ibuprofen, be the ibuprofen crew, but we'll definitely be there. We might have to recruit some of the young kids to unload and load the truck, but we'll be there.
Follow the Bengay smell to the back.
Exactly. The muscles be rubbing and hurting.
I have the scoring complete, just so you know, Kevin. Out of a possible 92 points, you scored 24. So there will be no prizes this round. It was a measly 24, but we appreciate you coming. There will be a nice parting gift, though.
Absolutely.
I'm an overachiever.
The check is in the
24.
mail. We take this very seriously here. Oh, Kevin. I'll tell you what, sir. You've been doing great things for a very long time in this hobby, and we wish you plenty more years of paving the way and being an amazing beacon. And people that tune into this show live or later on in the week, when Kevin told you to hit him up on his Instagram with questions, feedback, or input, technical DIY with a build, like he means it when he says, send me a message. And that is what we like to hear. And we need people willing to share thoughts, give input, help out, save some people a headache.
Yeah, even if I don't know the answer, I'll find somebody that does.
And not just make it up like Bill does. He shoots from the hips with all kinds of BS. I knew it.
Some of his ideals I've tried, and they work. I mean,
What? Don't make his head big.
But teammate, buddy, we support each other.
I love it. Oh, you shift guys stick together, don't you?
Well, it's because we can both fabricate. The only difference is I'm the bridge because I can 3D print and fabricate.
Yeah.
Y'all keep it up. I'm about to get a 3D printer. Can you imagine the stuff I would print? Hey, 3D printer, do this. Yeah, I'll see what comes out.
Get one of the easy ones like he's got where you literally just go, make it. Mine, I got to set up and adjust and everything. And his is just, whoop.
Yeah,
you think it, and it just starts doing it.
It's so easy to go, hey, Buck Henry or Sully or Mike, could you hook me up? Sure, buddy. What do you need?
I like it. Keep those guys busy. Make them feel important and make them feel needed. Do it.
Keeps him from doing those decals that say "Hawk Ta" and beats me out of the running.
What a low blow. Oh,
that's funny.
And the worst part was he goes, I didn't even come up with the idea. He's like, we were in a group call and somebody told me to do it. So at least, he doesn't pat himself on the back.
No, Sully is amazing. He's extremely talented. Ledgetown, him and the guys have worked so hard on building Ledgetown. They're actually going to make it bigger and make it more, like USTE, where you pull in front of the truck, the little diorama, different places, where at Ledgestock they have Ledgetown, which is just a major big road. And now there's like 2 side streets. There's manhole covers, there's garbage, there's fire hydrants, there's power lines. They're just going over the top to make this a scale diorama for you to go travel through and take pictures. And they actually have the rally races start there and finish there.
That's so cool.
Last year they started it. They actually have the rally races. There's Stoner Ave back in the woods, and they'll have the rally races, and Trevor has you run the rally race. So you run behind your car or next to it, and they have it go through the campsite, around through the camping area. They had the THP guys camping, Doug and them, and they made them fire up the fire pit, and they made the rally car go around the fire pit with it fire, and then come out of the woods and then run back down the road back to Ledgetown. And Doug made Nick Caruso and Michael Komich do side-by-side rally run race.
So my question is, though, do they actually have a defibrillator and an oxygen tank on site for this race?
I would go 2 foot and be out.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm done.
Trevor's getting ready to do another 24-hour or 12-hour challenge. And in the group chat, I'm like, well, if I get my new knee, I'd be willing to try that. And Trevor goes, no. He says, you're old. I want you healthy. You need to cook. I need you around to help. No.
I was thinking of upgrading my axles for this thing, but instead I'm going to get a new knee.
Yeah. I could 3D print one if I knew how to 3D print. I'm just going to make it out of metal because I can weld.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can weld.
And I can rattle can like a stream.
There you
Yes. Oh, too much fun.
I used to have a
Well-
boss that would come out and ask me if I was watching the paint dry when I paint a truck. And I'd look at him, put my beer down and say, no, I'm listening to it dry.
That's quality time right there. I'm just
That's
saying.
it.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Well, you took us long past our normal guest time, but you had plenty of input stories and you plenty of years under your belt to share with us. So,
Father time.
Kevin, we can't thank you enough, sir. Continue your journey. Keep doing what you're doing. You've got the secret sauce, my friend. You've got
Thank you.
You got the fans tuning in tonight to support and cheer you on. Kevin, you're one of the good guys. You're part of a great family. Thank you for sharing your time with us tonight on a Saturday night, talking tiny trucks and scale excavators. And
it's been a pleasure.
you're dangling a carrot in front of us all out here to get on board with this stuff.
I couldn't do it without the support from my teams and my teammates and the community. It's you can't. And it's just amazing some of the ideals. Ryan from Shift, amazing guy. He's got some great ideals. We got some plans. You've seen the little Shift forklift. We're hoping to be at more events, and he's got some cool little ideals that I think will be fantastic. And RC Full Drive coming out with more and more great stuff. All I can say is keep your eyes open because there's some stuff that's it's gonna blow you away. Some of the new stuff with the detail and stuff. It's gonna be like, oh my God, is there more detail? Yeah, it's gonna be amazing what's coming out.
They got there with their rock bouncer release recently. They really took some scale details and started to show the world what they could do. RC four-wheel drive has been on the right trail for the last year and a half, making the right moves, and that's exciting.
Yeah, they definitely they've listened to people and they're here to stay. Trevor actually is going to have a podcast with Miller, the driver of the Miller machine. He's got him going to do it. He's coming on in Trevor's show. And that's another thing. If you want to have some good laughs and listen to some good RC people, not your Scale RC podcast from Trevor is just phenomenal.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Fantastic. That's exactly what we're looking for. Sharing that kind of stuff. I will go check that out. I'm always looking for a podcast to listen to during the week and keep one in my earbud and pass the time along during the week. So thank you for sharing that, Kevin. Thank you for sharing your time with us on a Saturday night. I'm going to fade you out of here, people. That is it for Kevin Sims.
Take it easy. Thank you.
We will share in the comments a link to his Instagram page so you know where to find him. Bill, what a great dude. I mean, he's a shift guy. He's a shift guy. What can you say? All them shift guys are great people.
Are you calling us shifty? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Oh, you guys.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. He was a good time to speak with. I've talked to him online a few times and like Kevin a lot.
I think he would make a great ambassador for the Carryall team. 100%. I've been talking to him behind the scenes and he's on board, and I think we're going to make this happen. I promise you, as I am sitting here with the team manager for Carryall RC, I promise you, everybody has been emailing and questioning. 2025 is on the horizon. They are inquiring. what to do. I promise you the news is coming. We are going to get everything in a row. The team manager is here, and I know he's working on some ideas and a proper rollout. I tell everybody, keep an eye on the Carryall RC fans page. That is the best thing in the world to do. Follow the fans page. That's where the updates are going to be. We will get some of the information out as soon as we can. More importantly, with Christmas, with the holiday season fast approaching, we needed to make sure some of our ducks were in a row. And the first priority, the one that Bill has been the thorn in my side for the last 3 months about, was our sling bag. Now, we started a sling bag about 4 years ago. We introduced the world to our first V1 sling bag. Then we slowly came full circle to our tactical sling bag that was a perfect family member to what we were already doing in the backpack world. The carry-all bag right out of the gate. It falls right in line with the backpack. Again, our sling bag is 100% made specifically for us in the size with the water bottle attachment, built on the side, Velcroed top, bottom, sides. You can put patches for days on this thing. The sling bag does have the micro attachment out using our standard signature X quick release pattern and a micro controller holder on the side of the bag. And that comes standard. They come with a first aid kit, come with a patch. The most exciting thing that Bill was pressing me to share tonight is we will have these back in stock in time for the holiday season. And that doesn't mean just in time for December. We are prepared to have these here by November. So for all those early holiday shoppers, the moms, the girlfriends, the wives, they will be up on the website, and they will be, again, customizable. You can pick your accent color. But some of the delay, no question, there's been a delay, and a reason we didn't push the trigger on this right away was getting ready to drop the new version of the sling bag. What we decided to do is we're always going to keep this one out. We're going to now expand the product line with the new sling bag. But what's cool about this is anybody that has seen me at Beat the Creek or USTE has seen me walking around with the leg drop, that holster on my thigh. And that cool little thing that will happen with the new sling bag, it will be trifecta: across the shoulder, around the waist, or used as a leg drop. It is literally a transformable bag that you can adapt in 3 different configurations, depending on your body type, depending on what you're wearing, and whatever your preference is. And, I wear that thigh bag to events, and obviously there's some people freaking out. Holy cow, I want that right now. And then other people like, not my speed, So giving people the option to wear the bag the way they want. That was the reason for the delay. The reason we didn't pull the trigger on that, we were going to see how this was going to happen. The great news is we're able to do them both now.
The 3 options are awesome. Plus, the leg drop does make you look like Han Solo. I'm just saying.
And that bonus. I confuse people when I pull my lightsaber out when I'm wearing it. Are you a Jedi or are you Han Solo?
You may be the only person that keeps a lightsaber in his carry-all bag. I'm just saying. Might be the only one.
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy to hear that. Extremely popular. I have people every day that ask me about that.
And they're all coming my way. I just got done talking to Bill. I'm supposed to ask you about the sling bag. Bill told me to message you, tell you, get it off your ass and get us sling bags.
See, that's why I didn't bug you, because that way I can't get in trouble.
So I've been a busy little beaver this week. It was not my true intention to do things this way, but we've been messing around with the H10 optic, the Vanquish optic, and
which I want badly.
It's a great little rig, and James Knight decided to break the internet now by bringing his interiors to life with passenger seat turning head,
I've
drivers turning.
seen
Well,
that.
literally 4. So if you were a Reefs, if you knew a Reefs team driver, you might be able to, really capitalize on 4 microservers it takes to bring this thing to life. Because you're literally shifting, heads are turning, steering wheels moving, like really cool. This is where scale is getting to now. And now he's doing the same thing for the Axial CJ and one other truck. He's been
Wow.
bringing them all to life now and giving people that little extra feature.
It's really turning into animatronics, is what it's
Yes.
really turning into.
So if you get yourself a little FPV camera and you tuck it away inside there, you might get some cool video for the video geeks out there that really want to
Yep.
watch it come to life. Just a cool option. So the funny story, talking to a painter here, you'll know my pain when I tell you it never feels like it's enough. It never feels good enough. I paint in a very dark lit room, and the second I go out into the sunlight, like, oh shit, that's what that looked like. Right back inside, like that won't see the light of day. I realize I need to keep brighter lights. I need to be keeping my glasses on, magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Well, I did the first paint job and thought, oh, it's good enough. And then James Knight and Scale Builders Guild, a few other people posted photos of their paint work and the detail going into their eyes and the scruff. And
Oh,
I just tossed them. I'm like, I got to start all over again. The detail, they made them look so lifelike. They look absolutely amazing. So I ended up just painting interior after interior, trying to get it right. And then finally, I just said, enough's enough. You tuck it underneath the truck, you get it like inside inside that cabin. It'll be good enough. Nobody's going to be getting up that close.
painting the faces and everything, that is
Thank
paint
you.
work that I just can't do. That is why I lightly tint my windows. Because when you look through that light tint, it's like, oh, that looks great. You did a great job on an interior. I'm like, no, I didn't. My little brother did it for me. Thank you.
The real trick, the secret is have Kevin Sims 3D print you some scale sunglasses. And then you just put some scale sunglasses that he 3D prints and oh well. Bill, honestly, anything that you've been working on fun in the paint shop at all? That
I've got quite a few that I'm working on. As you know, I had a little eye issue, so I had to slow down a little bit. I can still see good, but I don't want to mess with the paint too much, and I don't want to miss something because you know how picky I am about my paint jobs.
I beat you up on that micro cliffhanger that you did for me when I asked you to replicate that one, and that one kicked your ass.
I would rather give a cat a bath than paint another one of those. So actually, I have one for you, Mr. Carryall, that I'm doing. I have a pink one coming out that it's going to be a pink Jeep. But it is going to have 7 layers of color to make this paint is what I'm working on. I've done it with 6, but I want to add something to it. The wife has one. This young lady saw my wife's Jeep that I did. She said, I want that same paint job. So I can't do that for you, but I can get close. I don't know if you can see it, Mike, but back behind me here on the bench, you know how much of a Lexan guy I am. I have 2 hard bodies that I'm working on right now. 2 hard bodies. So I'm interested to get them out. One is going to be pretty. The other one, this particular person pulled my arm, kicked me in the butt enough, and I'm actually going to do patina on a hard body.
Wow.
I kind of feel about that. So we've got a middle road. I said, I'll do farm truck. How about that? So those 2 should be done here in the next week. And then
the ones that do patina work, it is it's a true talent. It's a gift. It's not easy. You can cross a bridge of too much, not enough. Like it will drive you insane.
I've been doing some patina on some Lexan bodies,
Yep.
which I enjoy doing that. Hard bodies, it's just my thing. I just don't like them as much, but I do them. I've done quite a few of them. So got that on the board. Of course, Carryall, excited about the news with that. The new Shift RC announcement. So I've been keeping very busy. I've got some announcements coming out from Lanyards by Tony. Did you know that? That's another one I represent. So I have a lot going on in my world.
Bravo.
I really like where the hobby is going right now. I'll be honest with you, Mike. There for a while, it got kind of ugly out there. But from my view, from my little world here, the hobby is really going a nice place, I think. People are starting to play nice together. People are getting back into the hobby, which I like.
Excellent. 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 That's what we need to hear.
Yep.
I love it. Well, we still have a few more months left in 2024. We'll ride this year out and keep on. Everybody stay rad and keep doing your thing. Again, Bill, I can't thank you enough for sitting in the co-pilot seat with me tonight. It was a lot of fun. Kevin, thank you again. People, I am going to fade us the hell out of here. I think we checked all the boxes. I'm going to go watch Brokeback Mountain and enjoy the rest of my weekend.
And do some 3D printing?
Yeah, because I can.
Well, thank you for allowing me to come on. Always a good time. Kevin was awesome. So appreciate it. Absolutely. Everybody stay safe. Go out and have some fun this weekend.
100% yes. Yeah, if it's raining in your area, make sure take the tip from Bill and make sure you use an umbrella. Use an umbrella in the rain. That one is free. That tip is free.
Have a good night, Mike. Appreciate you.
Oops, hang on. Back again. I hit the wrong button. And screen. That one more time, Phil. That was my bad. You are still live. You are still live. Show.